Let's talk a little bit about the Minnesota Wild. Now, as play began today, they were just 1 point ahead of the Blackhawks in the Central Division. Minnesota heads out on a 5-game road trip, including a trip to Chicago, and the NHL point-leading Washington Capitals as well. So a lot of ads. Oh, boy. So, how important are the next 5 games for the Wild? And will they be atop the Central Division standings after this diabolical road trip?
Well, you take a look at, you obviously go to Tampa, who's fighting for a playoff spot, which is tough. You got Florida, who's fighting for a playoff spot. Chicago, who you're playing. Washington, and then obviously Carolina. So let's talk about those 4 games.
Yep.
Wow.
Oh, boy.
You got yourself a nice little roadie. Whoever did up that schedule really did you well. But this is where you really got to define yourself. You know, the dog days of February are over.
Mm-hmm.
Now you take a look at the schedule right there. So it's a neck-and-neck race between the Blackhawks and Wild. Who do I think will end up on top? I think the Blackhawks will. They find a way to get it done. I think they're 3-0 against Minnesota this year. They find a way to get it done. Just their experience. This is all new territory for the Minnesota Wild. Yes, they made playoffs, things like that. But sitting on top, they had the mumps go through there.
Wow.
They've had some injury issues. You got to get things straightened out. And they've had a couple bounces here and there, but that's the way the game goes.
Sure.
So now, will they be on top at the end of this road trip? I don't think so. I think they're tied. But at the end of the year, I think that Blackhawks end up taking first and Central. Blackhawks, like I said, they're 9-1 in the last 10, firing all cylinders. Jonathan Toews is playing out of his mind. Patrick Kane, they just went and got Johnny Oduya. He'll be back. Nicholas Robinson will be back. They're going to be healthy. And they're just gonna continue to roll exactly how they normally do. This is just new territory for the Minnesota Wild, and I think it comes back to kind of bite them in the back.
It'd be very interesting to see that game in Washington, D.C. for Bruce Lee B. Going home of sorts. See what Minnesota can at least do.